Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and I'm coming back this time. I'm using the Gone Fishing Suite. I know Father's Day is already over, but you can do birthday cards and everything. I've used quite a bit of the paper. I'm going to be making 3 fun fold cards with you right now. All using the same stamp set, papers, but 3 different types of cards. So I'll show you the first card, and this was, do you know, this looks so difficult. Let me pull it down. So difficult to make, but when you pull it together, it's so easy, so quick, and so simple. It lays flat in a card. You've got a bit of embellishment. It's called an inner panel card, I think. Let me get my notes because I write things down. A fancy fold in a float card. That's what I put down anyway. So this was the quickest thing I've ever made. So these are all the die cuts that come from the center of the die that cuts this out. Let me show you, because I've got another card ready to film, but that's not going to be in this set. These are all these sections that come out of here. So I just glued a couple together for strength and just added "So glad you're my dad," and then on you could put "Happy birthday." You could put a little panel in the back to write, or you can just write on the back of the card, but it's up to you. You could put "Happy" and "Birthday," "So glad you're my dad," and then maybe have some other embellishments down the side, but I just wanted it for speed. So you can add all the embellishments you want. So that's the first card. And then we're just going to do a beautiful Z fold card. I've added Winker Stella to my fish because they're in this water effect. And then I put "Good things come to those who wait." I just punched these out, and there's the weights. And again, I've added some Winker Stella just to highlight. These fish were on the ends, and I thought I don't want to waste them because they got edges on. Let me show you. Quickly, like this one. Now I can cut that fish out with the die, but see this one here, you can have him on the edge of your paper. It looks like he's just coming into view. I don't want to waste all these little fish. Now I've got some cut out somewhere. Where have I got the paper ready? Probably not. I might have to cut a slice. So this is just a standard double Z fold card. I love this. I've added some twine to my weight. I've added some of the tweed. Is it tweed? Twine. Jute trim it's called. To the other weight. Again, I just punched out the fishing rods and some blue because I've got the 2 colours contrasting. I love the hooks. They come across as grass. This comes across as water. I just wanted a panel to stand out. And again, you can add a white panel on the back. I think that's pale enough to write on. So that's card number 2. And then this one, if you're one of these that doesn't mind using a fair bit of designer series paper. Again, I'm using this punch. I love it. And these beautiful fish. But look, this opens up like this. Then like this. And then this. So glad you're my dad. Again, you could have a happy birthday down here. You could add a more embellishment, but this is using half a sheet of designer series paper cut at 5 3/4. Mine is, but if you're American, do it 5 1/4 and use 5 1/2 cards for that. And again, I've just added a white panel on the back, the strip of paper that was left over, and it stands up a treat. Look at that, and it's got all that beautiful designer series paper. So we got 3 cards. I'm going to show you how I made them, and they're going to be so quick. So card number 1, you need a piece of cardstock which is 8 by 5 3/4. If you're American, do 5 1/2. There's one of those labels to add on the front. That's going on the center. We're going to stamp on. I mean, I might even find, mind you, no, I haven't got a stamp set available, so I could just stamp "Happy Birthday." I'm going to stick with the stamp set I've used. You'll need 2 pieces of designer series paper, and it's up to you which way round. These are 1 7/8 by 5 5/8. If you're American, use 1 7/8 or 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. So I know you like big borders, but I've got the fishing rods. You can have them either way round, doesn't make any odds. This is our centerpiece, and this is, I forgot my measurements. I think this is 3 3/8. Yeah, 3 3/8 by 1 7/8. That's for the centerpiece. Then you're going to need 4 pieces. These are 1 1/8 by 1 7/8. So if you're American, you want 1 by 1 3/4. So these are going to be your 4 pieces. So let me turn that over, because that's the way my paper's going. So you're there, 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 and there. And then I cut 2 smaller pieces. And these are going to go down the side. You don't have to decorate them. You can leave them plain. I just thought, well, I had some strips of paper left over. And this card, you watch how fast this card comes together. I got my trimmer. I got my card. I'm going to pop this in. And I'm going to go by this side, because I'm going to pop it in at 1 1/4. So line this up at 1 1/4. Because I've got the markings on this side, it's easier. Then we're going to put this our blade in at 2 inches. Making sure you hold this down in this arm, and you're going to go from 2 inches to 6. Take your card out, spin it round again, stick it on at 1 1/4. And you're going to go from 6 up to 2 inches. Or you can take the blade out, go back to 2 inches, cut down to 6. Now we're going to take this out. I'm going to spin it around. And we're going to put this in at 2 inches. And we're going to score top to bottom. Then we're going to go to 3 inches. And we're going to score in between the score lines. So we're going to go in between. Then we're going to go to 4 inches. And we're going to go from the score lines down. So outside the score lines, the cut lines. And then up to the cut lines. Then we're going to do the same at 5. We're going to cut in between the score lines. And then again at 6. And we're just going to score all the way through, and that's it. So I don't know if you can see that. We've got, you're gonna do a valley, a mountain, a mountain, a valley, and then 2 mountains. It is the quickest card you'll ever make. So valley, fold these over. Bring those together, and you can have them either way, and then just press your centerpiece down. And then you're going to burnish. Your card, you can have it either way or both ways. So I recommend you score both ways, just to get those score lines nice. And then I'm going to come over. I'm going to just score the back. So it's like a little gatefold card at the back. But then we've got this pop out centerpiece. Love that. Let me just finish some score lines. But how quick and simple with the cuts and the scores. If you want to go back and watch it again, it's just simple. You can have your rods facing up. I'm going to have mine facing down. Now it's a matter of decorating. This will be the quickest card you ever make, apart from adding a normal size card with 2 lots of, well, 1 piece of designer series paper, and with that, that's better. And just a sentiment and a bow. This will be the next quickest thing rather than that. But so simple. Again, my rods are pointing down. tiny little border, top and bottom. Do my little side pieces. I'm just going to fetch all these in now. So I just push that. You have to open your card out to decorate. Push it that way to decorate if you want to. Or just open it out. You don't even have to put these side bits on if you don't want to. I just think they look cute and it sets off the card. And then our 4 little squares, and this is literally, that's one piece of designer series paper. This come off the other card that I did, and then this is just the back of that paper. So let's line them up and then squidge them in. How quick's this, girls? Lifting it. Love it. Again, lining them up. Two more pieces. I do small borders, but like I'm saying, if you want to cut them a 1/4 inch smaller, you can really do that if you want to. But it's just a matter of just measure your panels and then cut accordingly. And then I could leave that, but it's cut the wrong way. But I like the stripe. It makes the sentiment pop out. That is so cute. Like I'm saying, this folds flat to go in a card. Giving them a good burnish. I'm going to stamp this in pebbled path to match the designer series paper on the little panels. I mean, like I say, you could stamp happy birthday. I love the fact that it's photopolymer and you can see right through it. Got my little cleansing cloth. You could add a bow, a ribbon. I just got a little fishy. I did have another one somewhere. There it is. And I backed this on some cardstock as well, just so I can add some dimensionals. And I'm using edging strips, which is just stuck to my scissors. Who cares? Let's just get some of this on there. Just going to cut that in half. Perfect. Do it that way so the body's better. Just going to put this glue lid on because it's it started raining finally. Well, so I can't even call it rain, it's just spitting. Then my little tube. And then, I mean, you can put this at the bottom. You can put it bang on in this. I'm going to put this one towards the bottom. And those labels fit on there beautiful. I mean, you could try, if you were doing mass producing like my friend Carla does. Oh wow. And then I'm just going to angle that fish on there for a little bit of decoration. Like I'm saying, I've left mine pretty plain, so you could add some more of the weights that come with this set. You could add some twine, just some plain gems even. So I've only really got the gold and silver. I didn't buy any of those metallic things, I don't think. Let me just have a look. Blue. I got some black ones. Maybe they would go. Hexagons. I've got some black and silver. Wow, old ones. Oh, I have. Look at that. I didn't think I'd bought them, but I have. Oh, there we go. I surprised myself. I've even got the old champagne rhinestones. Flipping it. I've got some embellishments there. So I didn't realise I had these. Woohoo! Bonus, girls. Let me just... Can't get my nails have all broke, so I can't feel anything. So let's just add... Let's see where we can get these. Let's pop one here. I'm just going to lay this flat for a second. I'm going to add one there. I'm going to add one there. And got one of these tiny little ones. It's way too big for the fish's eye. So I'm just going to add one here, right on this fishing reel. Just there. I didn't even know I had them. You find something new out of it. So there's the first card. We've done it already. So first one. Lush. Let's step on to card number 2 and I will show them at the end. Whoa. So I've got my bits. I ain't even cut my card stock yet. I've cut these pieces. These both measure 11 inches. Now mine's 4 1/8. If you're American, you'll do 4 1/4. And then this is 1 3/4, I think. Yeah, 1 3/4. And again, I haven't cut my designer series paper yet. We'll do that together. And I haven't cut my fish out. But fold your card. Use whatever you want. You can do it on your trimmer. I find it quicker to just do it by hand. Spin it round and then fold this back on itself. You can put something up against it. I just find it's quicker to do it by hand, and I'm going through the centre. So there's our front Z fold, and all you're going to do is exactly the same with your thinner piece. Again, I'm just going to burnish both sides. I'm going to turn it round and I'm just going to pull this back. How quick is that? So our Z fold will sit right on the end here. And then we'll go right on. If you find that this card is a tiny little bit too long, wait until you attach and then you can always trim off that tiny little bit. But I'm going to show you how to cut the papers now. So simple. So card base is 5.5. Yeah, because the card's 11, so we need to cut. This is 4 inches for me. So if you want to do it 4, you'll do 4 because your card is 4 1/4. And then these 2 panels here both measure 2 3/4. So I'm gonna, you can do 2 1/2. I'm doing 2 5/8. So one of them, 2 of them, and at mine card, and I'm doing 5 3/8. And it leaves me another little piece. So I'll put that back in my cardstock. So there's my pieces for the main card. Same with the long one. Absolutely amazing. 2 5/8. 2 5/8. And 5 3/8. That's if you want small borders. You want big borders, 5 1/4 and 2 1/2. I mean, you could leave that for something else. Perfect. Now we can, I might even swap this around this time. That wouldn't go nice, but would it go with my blue? So I might just keep the river. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to keep it the same way. So you've got the flies and the hook goes down and up, so this is the way the paper goes. So you can put them upside down if you want, but I'm just following. My husband's an avid fisherman, or he used to be, but and his father, oh, they talk about fishing all the time, does my head in. I'm a woman sat with two men talking about fishing and gardening, which I'm neither interested in either. I used to like fishing, but I'm going to keep one of these panels. Just going to add this to the front, making sure my hooks are going the right way as well. Like I'm saying, you can add it either way. And just lift that up a touch. That's better. And this piece I'm just going to glue on with the stripes so my little weights stick out. Making sure my designer series paper is level top and bottom. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do, I am going to glue this section. And this section goes on the bottom end of your card. Perfect. So while that's drying, we can add our designer series paper as well. You can do all this beforehand if you want, but if you've got a tiny little bit to trim off that end, then I suggest you don't add the last panel until you've got it right. It should lay flat, and all these creases fall in the same way. So it looks like the sea. It's so cute. Right, check. I'm going to fold this over, and now what we do is I'm going to hold my card there and lift it up that way. I only add glue to the bit that's going to stick to the card. So laying this down, making sure it comes all the way to the end. And I'm going to crease all that nice and flat. I know my card is going to stand up. Burnish. And I've got no overhang. Well, I've got a tiny, oh, it's slipped off a little bit. I'm not going to pull it off now because you'll see it, but no, that's not too bad. Just be a little bit more, I'm rushing because of the video, but just be a little bit more careful. And then add your designer series paper on. Again, nice and flat. This is so sweet. I've got my 3 fishes, and I'm literally, there's a die that cuts that one out. But by the time I get the machine out, get the die out, I might as well just fussy cut it out. It doesn't take long. But 3 fun fold cards as well. Woohoo! And just let your scissors. You just move your paper, not your scissors. There's one fishy. We've got this tiny little one here as well. Look, that's sticking from my dimensionals. Check oh, my battery's fine. I do try my best to make sure I've got enough battery life, but they're quite unpredictable because they're not the full, how can I say, they're not the full on make. I bought the alternatives because they're very expensive. Let me get the big bits up. You could add these on dimensionals. I think there's enough dimension on. You could even add that bottom panel with dimensionals if you want. You don't have to glue it directly flat to the card. Or if you're doing it for postage, I would. Just pop that in there. I keep putting my arms full length of the desk thinking I'm not under the camera, but I obviously am. I haven't looked on my screen. I love watching the screen but it doesn't give me a close-up like what it does when you play the video on YouTube. So there we go, we've got our 3 fish. Let me just tidy that little bit up. I've got it. Now we can, I'm going to have my huge fish. I think she's a sea trout, I think. Or it could be a salmon, I don't know. I'm going to have him on the front. I'm going to have this one on this panel that you can see. And I'm going to fetch him a little bit more to the top. And then this cute little one is going here in the middle, down towards the bottom. Isn't that cute? Love it. And I've already cut my weights, and now I made these ready for another card. It's got a bobbin through the back. You get a die that cuts out the back piece, then you get a die that cuts out these 2 pieces. So what I did is got my bottom piece, I put some of the baker's twine through it, and then glued these 2 on the top, and then just tied knots all the way along the twine to give it a knotted effect. And then that little bar I glued on the back, and that's got dimensional on ready. So I'm going to put that way. And this one I've already popped a dimensional. I cut a load out because I was going to do well, I will be doing another card. So, and then what I did, I'm going to use some of the yellow this time, which is the wild wheat, and I'm literally, that's all I'm using. So I'm going to put a dot on there on top of it, and I'm just going to hold that in place for a couple of seconds. I'm going to wrap that round there this time, and then I'll glue that just there with another bit of glue. You could use what do they call them, a glue dot, but that sticks on there lovely and give it a chance to dry. I love that. And then we're going to add some Winker Stella. What else have I got? I've got some scrap balmy blue. I've got my lovely decorative circle punch. I like this punch a lot. I'm going to pop one of them out. Where's my other piece gone? I got another piece of, oh, is that it? Yeah, that's the one. This is my scrap piece. And I'm going to now cut those handles. Oh, wrong piece. Again, I nearly cut it out of the wrong bit. So I want those handles on my fishing lines. I'm going to pop them out. That's with the 2-inch circle punch. You could double these up with the dimensionals. I'm just going to stick it down just for the sake of the card. Give that, flatten it down. And I did add dimensionals on this one as well. And before we get another one, I'm just going to I've got this and I've doubled them up because I cut that out 3. In fact, I actually cut it out 6 times. And then this one says, good things comes to those who wait. And I did this in black on my other card. I like the darkness. Let me just pull that to one side. Was that the same width? Yeah, they're the narrower ones. And then it fits on here lovely. Sorry about the head. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Well, it's not perfect. Nothing's ever perfect. Only God in his infinite wisdom is perfect. So all glory goes to him anyway for my talent that I share with you ladies, because without him I am nothing. By the way, I know it looks a little bit more morbid, but do you know when the men go fishing, they gut fish, don't they, and they get blood splatters everywhere. So I took these little splatters from the Friends Like Seashells, this little stamp here. You don't have to. Oh, it's right in front of me, and you can just splatter some little red spots on there just for effect, to make it look like he's gutted his fish before he come home. Isn't that cruel? Am I cruel, girls? Oh, it's just a laugh, innit? Men would appreciate that. I don't think women will. So, oh, battery's gone. Oh, I looked like I had loads. Let me just swap that over, ladies. I'll have to stick that on charge in a minute, plug it in, because my fan's been plugged in. So again, we need a couple more dimensionals. I'm just adding 2. So 1, 2. I'm going to close this, and I'm just going to stick that right in the center there. I cut this out 6 times. There's 3 or 4 there because it's really thin cardstock, but I liked it for, instead of trying to add dimensionals on that, it's tiny. So I glued about 4 of them together, and these are the little bits that are left out from that card, and I just glued one of them. I think you get about 6 of one size. And then my little fishing rods, I'm just gonna make sure they fit in there just like that. I'm gonna grab my Wink Stella, and I'm just gonna over the fish so it makes them look like they're in the water. Give their scales some shine. You don't have to, but it all adds to the effect. Give that little squeeze. Oh, that's glossy. It just makes them look like they're underwater, and you can do a few swirls on the designer series paper. And then again, I just added on the red parts of my floats to make them look wet. And there is card number 2. How cute is that? Again, you could add some embellishments. I'm going to leave that whole. Now, card number, this one is so quick, so simple. We need 3 of these, and again I'm using the decorative punch. So 1, 2, 3 of those out of that. Now, where did I put my designer series? This is the sheet of designer series paper. I think that's cute. It's just a plain standard card. So this is 4 1/8 by 5 7/8. If you're American, you'll be doing 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then your card will be 4 by 5 1/4. This is my leftover designer series paper. And I like the brown because the card's brown, which is pecan pie. And I like the contrast of the blue because the blue is in the designer series paper. So I attach this, give myself a little white border all the way down. This is just going to go on the back of the card, and I got the tiniest little slither to cut off. So now I'm going to attach, these are all quick cards, and if you've got lots of designer sales paper, like I know some of you ladies have, this is going to be a relatively quick card as well. So, ooh. I'm just gonna, oh, that's a bit close, that is. Come this way, Gaynor. Get it in middle. That's better. I mean, you can decide whether you want it that way or that way. Make sure it's glued down. I've got my little decorative pieces and just pull them out of the way. I should have another piece of paper somewhere. Where did that? Oh, I actually got it's in here. There it is. And I love this paper. And I need 2 of the designer series paper. So I'm just coming up close to the bottom. Pop. And pop again. I mean, I could actually have a 3rd one this time, but I'll show you what I'm going to do with the 3rd one. Whoops! Dropping all my bits on the floor. Oh, I'm getting abandoned. So that's done. This is going to be our card. So that's going to be the back. This will be the front. Scoreboard. This is so easy. We're going to score this at 4 inches. And then we're going to fold that back. Only because I don't want to open this out. So fold it back, should I say. Now put that up against the score line. And score at 2 and 4. Spin it round and score at 2. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8. How quick and simple is that? So this is my card base, which you're going to see. So it's going to be large piece, valley, mountain, valley, mountain. Don't press too hard like Gaynor's just done. You can take your time here. Burnish that paper. Burnish that paper. Now, I've got my tearing. Well, it's not tearing tape. It's my Zuquang tape. And you could add 3 pieces to this if you want. I'm basically just going to add 1 down there. Squash it down. Take off and fold back. And then I'm going to burnish again. Do exactly the same. And that's it. 1 sheet of designer series paper. Well, half a sheet and a bit for the back. Fold this back again, but making sure I've rushed, so don't you rush like me. But there's your little flaps. Absolutely beautiful. You can tuck, if you want to do what I've done, you could tuck in the top a little tiny gift tag that goes all the way down to the bottom and use it as a bookmark. You could fold your paper the other way, but you will only see one side of your paper. Or if you want to, fold those back and don't even glue them down. Right, let me see. That's the back. This is the front. And then just going to attach your card. Your designer series paper. Look at me, I'm all skew-whiffed tonight. Trying to rush, that's what it is. That's got it. So you could leave these back flaps open if you wanted, so it stood out like a fanfare card and you would see both sides of your paper. But because we've got this piece on the back, this is going to show the back of the paper, so that's why I'm liking these. So I'm going to attach all these 3 pieces. One, let's just attach. so our little fishes are cute, and they all face that way. But you could swap up the designer series paper. It's entirely up to you. You don't have to have the same. I'm just doing it for quickness of video. And the little fishes are upside down again. How cute. Now this one, I'm going to stamp on the back this time and have my message on there, whereas this one I just stamped it straight onto there. So I'm going to see if it'll fit. So this one says, "So glad you're my dad," and I'm using pecan pie. It's got a little bit of a fraying going on, but you could just stamp happy birthday, thank you even. You don't have to even put a message. That's showed up beautiful. Ooh, I like it. Got my cleansing cloth. This stamp is clean. Oh, sorry. Gotta have a laugh, aren't you? So now again, just gonna pop my designer series paper that I've stamped on. What I'm gonna add that in a second. What I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna add this and just add glue down one side. So this is going on the top piece. So I'll try and keep my little fishy straight, and then this one is going on the bottom but inside. So I'm going to try and keep that level. So again, I'm just going to add glue down one side and roughly try and, if I can get it quick enough. There we go, that's good. That's about the same distance. Right, now I'm going to open this up. And you can burnish these each side, you've got them open, just to keep it flat. So, I'm going to line this up, making sure I've got that perfectly lined up with that. I'm going to add my glue, and then I'm just literally going to shut the card so you can't see it. So it's a little hidden message. And then I'm going to glue this back down. And I'm just going to place this right inside there. So glad you're my dad. And then when you close and you close, you can't see that top message. Love it. I have die cut. These were already, like I'm saying, I did an absolute pile of these for another project. So instead of me sitting and cutting them all out, let's put one of these little silver weights. I'm just going to pop that under that word that says "you're my dad." I'm going to put a little weight under there because it's going to get hidden anyway. But isn't that cute? It looks like bolts there. Oh, you could have another one. Let's have another one. Oh, there we are. It just popped out. Needed to come out, look, see? And again, let's just line that up. I mean, I could do a video showing you how I just cut them out of silver paper. Them ones and this one. Out of that frosted silver I had. So that's cute, top and bottom, which you can't see. And then what I did, I just added the weight and the little hook, and I joined them together. Let them dry. See what I mean? I just have a session if you're going to do something like this, and go and literally cut them out. Keep one there in the centre to keep them together. I'm going to put one on each one. They're only tiny ones out of a kit. You can go nuts. You could add the fish. Then I wish they would have given us a die to die cut a fishing rod, because that would have looked really cute. And then this I just added on the front here just to add some decoration. And I've got some beautiful blue bakers. Where's my pin gone? Don't tell me I've lost my pin again. Oh, where's that gone? Because if I put my elbow down and it's gone missing somewhere. Oh, I've lost my pin. Now in my luck, I'll turn around and stab myself. Oh my goodness, where's that gone? I'll find it after I've got a spare. I just don't want to stab myself. Oh, knowing my luck, I will. Let me just make sure it's not stuck to my dies or my stamps. Did I pick it up with my cloth? Nope. 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 I can't find it. I can't find it. Oh well, never mind. Like I say, I'll probably stab myself. So I've got this. You don't have to have the blue. I've got black. I've got green. I've got the linen colour in the baker's twine. I could have used the jute trim, but I think that's a little bit thick. So I've got my little bow. Oh, I can't even, and it's not even on the end. Me looking for me pin. It's probably stuck to my shirt somewhere. And then just pop a little bit of glue and just press that down. It's this, what's it called? Forgotten what it's called. Art glitter glue, that's it. If this art glitter glue goes off really quick, so oh, please don't stab me, pin, wherever you've gone. I can't see it. Oh, that's gonna do me head in now. I've got an empty bottle here. Actually, this is the one from this bottle. I lost this one the other day and then found it again, thankfully, but I need to cover up my glue. Right, girls, so card number 3. So there's card number 3. How cute. Again, add some gems. It's not stuck to my scissors. So card number 3. Just looking to make sure I've not picked it up. We have card number 2 with our slippery wet fish. Card number 3, and our beautiful fun panel fold card, which we did together as well. Love it. Where is it? I've probably thrown it in the bin with some rubbish somewhere. I hope not. Oh well, I've got a spare pin anyway. But hey, there we go. Hey, 3 fun fold cards using the same stamp set. 2 stamps, good things. So glad you're my dad. Again, so glad you're my dad. I like those little weights in there to set this card off. But how cute. Absolutely adorable. Tiny little rhinestones in the eyes. Let's see if they would look too big. Oh, that's the fish. Ooh, actually that looks quite, oh, actually that looks quite cute. Let me just see if I can pull one off, because they're tiny little rat. Oh look, they go perfect for his little eyeball. Look at that. So cute. Right, do wish me luck on finding my pin so I don't stab myself. But there we have it, ladies. I'm just checking my dimensionals as well, just in case I've picked it up with that. Oh my goodness, where is my pin? That's not in there, is it? Nope. No, it's not in my little tub. Oh, I don't know where it's gone. It's not on my scissors. It's done. It's dusted. There we go. 3 beautiful fun fold cards using the stain stamp set in no time at all. Thank you for watching. I'd love a thumbs up, and like I'm saying, all glory goes to God for my talents, and he gave them to me, so I'm gonna thank him on a daily basis. So God bless, love you all, and I'll see you soon. Bye.